Did you make a wish? I don't know if it works like that, but it's fun to do. I wish that all the haters would leave me alone, but they never did. So I got a different solution. I'll leave them alone. Oh, here, you can keep that stick. Yeah, we're gonna play later, okay? This video is about leaving the haters alone and how that's a solution to not letting them affect me, and also to them hopefully figuring their lives out. Although they'll always go to someone else. Well, I can't say they'll always, everybody's different, but very likely they'll go to someone else. So they probably have other people, the channels they go to vent and make their comments of whatever they say. But recently I have decided to make the dedication or the plan to, whenever I read a comment that's very clearly hate, I'm not talking about constructive criticism, I value not censoring people. That's why for over 10 years hey, Tiberius, you're like right in the way of this video. For over 10 years, I have not censored even haters. I mean, okay, you see I keep grabbing sticks. He thinks we're playing. No, play later. Play later. For over 10 years on YouTube, I've let all comments stay on my videos. I mean, on this channel, I have not had this channel for 10 years, but I've been on YouTube for 10 years, and I've had another YouTube channel. And so I've taken pride in that, but that pride itself has kept me from growing. And there have been many times where I've been reading comments and they've triggered me, and it's, ruined my mood, and I've allowed my mind to focus on it throughout the day, or for even if it's just for 30 minutes during the day, and then I start to I can feel the pleasantness inside of me go away. It turns into anger and resentment, and then I start wanting to say all types of things, and I'm thinking intellectually and logically, and I'm stuck inside my mind. No more. No more. I will not be a slave to those that comment on my YouTube videos. And I used to justify it by saying, sometimes whenever I respond to these haters with love and compassion, and I show them logically the other side, but not in a way where I'm being resentful, sometimes they turn into my friend, or sometimes they... Okay, you have to see this. That's way too big of a stick. It's too big. It's too big. Okay, sometimes they turn into a friend, or, so I thought, or at least we have an actual connection, and I'd maybe brighten up their day. And it's happened before. I've had people who left a hate comment apologize and then come back with a different tone. But a lot of the time, eventually, they come back with the same hateful or venting tone. I'm trying to stop picking up sticks because he's going to keep interrupting the video thinking that I'm playing. Play later. Play later. Go. And so, now, I read a comment today, and for the first time, I clicked on, and this is someone that has been constantly coming back to the channel and saying things passively aggressively. Sometimes he'll word them and have hearts at the end, but it's it's definitely clearly trolling. Things like, have you seen yourself, or don't eat the chickens, or just passive aggressive things like that. And I just ate a big steak, and this is something I do not need to waste my time and energy on at all. So I clicked on to his username, and for the first time I said hide from channel all in the future. So I wasn't even sure exactly what that was, and I looked it up. It means that he'll still be able to see his comments, but I won't be able to see them, and everybody else won't be able to see them. So, farewell to you, person who's been leaving hate comments on my channel, until he makes another account whenever he's triggered by the fact that I did that and he still wants to break through to keep control. And then I'll just do that to that comment, because I do want to still keep reading comments whenever I can. I've also taken pride, or I value being able to read every single comment. And now I'm pretty sure I've not read every single comment the past 2 months, because some of my videos just started to get more comments, and I'm not going to dedicate hours a day reading all the comments, because I don't think that's the best thing to do with my life. But I still dedicate time during the day to read comments and have some type of human connection with people. And I will still keep any comments criticizing me, or criticizing any comments that may be like negative, but in a respectful way. You might disagree with me, or you might have a different perspective that I don't agree with, or that I think may not necessarily be relevant or true, but I'm not going to censor anybody just because they disagree with me or they have a different perspective. But from here on out, I will censor people who are wasting their time and their life, and who are tempting me to waste my time in life. Saying stupid things. That's what they are. Like, I'm not saying that in a negative way, but they're immature and stupid things. Things that don't need to be said. Nobody needs to go to another channel and criticize them with hate. Well, I mean, criticism is good, but no one needs to go to another channel and just completely like spread hate or passive aggressive shots at someone because you're triggered, because that person holds a different worldview, or maybe you're just venting. Maybe this is how you get joy, and it's a very sick way of getting joy. And that's why I've let this go on for so long, because I've held compassion for people like that, and I've wanted to be a light for even them. I've wanted to give them compassion and even give them attention, thinking that it would help them. But it's not. In fact, it just justifies in their mind for them to keep coming back again, and I keep feeding them and feeding them. So I'm not going to feed them anymore. I'm going to starve them, and then they will die on this channel. Metaphorically, their behavior as a hater and as a troll inside of them will die, at least on this channel, or they'll just go eat somewhere else on some other channel where they'll spread their stupidity, their projection of insecurities. And so I was being stupid too, by feeding them, by reacting to their projections and insecurities, or even if I responded in a conscious way, it was, and I did get better at not allowing it to affect me. But still, I got a lot I need to do, or I need to put a lot more attention to my mind and body before I'm not affected by people at all. And so, just not giving any attention to these comments will be a very good thing for myself, and it'll be a good thing for them too, because it won't give them an excuse, at least as much as I can do. I can't go to the other channels that they're gonna be going to, and I can't keep them from creating other accounts, but I can keep blocking and deleting all the hate comments that I see, and that's what I'm gonna do. But feel free to criticize me. Please do. If you feel it's valid in your heart and intellectually in your mind, criticize me. Please, with respect. I will give you the same respect. And I understand some people, whenever they criticize someone else, they're not always going to be happy, or respectful. They might have some tone or attitude. But I'm not gonna completely ban someone from my channel just for giving me a little bit of tone and attitude. I might just ignore you for a bit and then come back later and respond, or I might not respond at all, because sometimes tone and attitude, saying certain things, can still affect me. And I'm no longer going to be putting time towards things that I know put me in that state of mind. I'm putting time towards things and ways of being that will help me grow as a human being. And so, after it took over 10 years to do this, but here I am. I will now no longer feed the haters or respond to hate comments, and I'm actually going to delete them if I see them and ban people. It's not actually banning, it's just muting them from the channel, basically. Muting them to where I won't see their comments anymore, and neither will you. And that will help to a certain extent. For some people, I won't be feeding into them and their hateful needs, or that troll inside of them. I won't be feeding the troll inside of them. So at least I won't be responsible for feeding the troll, and then they won't have a craving to come back. But some of them have been coming back for so long, so I imagine they're just going to make another account. But anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below. Not a hate comment. Let me know what you think. Leave a hate comment if you want. I'm not going to tell anybody what to do, but I told you what I'm going to do. And, yeah. Have you dealt with haters? How do you deal with haters? You know, I've gone pretty far, and, like, whenever my mind is not in the right place, I get really angry. And I mean crazy angry. Like, I'm happy that I'm working on myself, and I have not gotten this way in a while, but I still have the potential to, where someone says something and then I want to find out where they live type of thing. I never have, obviously, but these things are inside of me. I'm a human being. I have hate and resentment still inside of me, or at least the behavior, the thought process, the energy is still inside of me. I can feel it in my gut, a little bit inside my chest. And so that's why that's one reason why I'm putting energy and attention to liberate myself from that and transcend that and transform myself. Because I know having that hate and resentment is only going to make me sick. It's only going to make me depressed or angry, which is not a pleasant, wonderful way to live. Nobody wants to live that way. And, you know, I had a choice multiple times in my life to go two different directions. To go the direction of light and love and compassion and responsibility, or to go the direction of like an anti-hero who moves with hate. That's why I've had like the character of Z-Man, then Crazy Man, who wears all black. And those of you on the channel who've been here for a while know the other character. He's crazy, he's angry. And I've thought in my mind at times of just going that way in life. And, you know, I'm a father, and that's kept me chill, and that's kept me here and compassionate, because I couldn't imagine what life would be like if I turned into someone who saw violence as a solution, which is a contradiction as a vegan. But yeah, I'm glad that I haven't gone that crazy route, that I'm going this other way, that I'm being an example for others too, because that wouldn't have been a solution anyway. I would have caused more problems, just becoming violent and trying to find out where people live or challenging them to fight. I've done that before. I've been like, you think I'm weak? Well, where do you live? Let's meet up. And like straight up, like no fear, willing to give my all or die trying. type of energy to release all my resentment and rage on them, it doesn't solve anything. It causes more problems. And I would have probably lived a much shorter life. I would have caused more suffering in this world going that way. And so I'm grateful and I'm glad that I'm consciously making the choice to transform myself in the other direction. I'm not a perfect human being. I still have hate and resentment inside of me, but I've come a long way. And I have a lot more compassion, a lot more awareness, and I can make a lot more conscious choices, and people do not affect me. Not nearly as much as they used to. And so, here I am, saying goodbye to the haters. Goodbye. Goodbye, trolls inside of all the people. You yourself are not a hater. I'm not going to define anybody as one thing. You yourself are, I will still say, a miracle. Human beings are a miracle. We all have potential to be amazing human beings who do so much great inside this world. But there's a little troll inside of you that I will no longer feed. And I will no longer put the soil or the right environment to bring out hate and resentment for myself. I'm going to starve out the troll and the evil, angry side of myself and transform myself. And that possibility will always be there, I imagine. But like this ground, I can grow other plants around it so much. These plants full of compassion and joy and consciousness and awareness. I can grow it around that toxic plant so much to where that plant will never be able to grow. So that's what I'm going to do. Thanks for watching. For the animals! Woo!